Welcome, seriously welcome to a John Legg fragrance review. You are so welcome to this channel. I really appreciate your time, I appreciate your company, I appreciate your visit, and I appreciate any kind of thumbs up. Right. I have had on loan from my line manager a fragrance, and he keeps saying to me, Leggy, I've forgotten what it smells like. I need it back. And I'm like, I'm still trialing it, I'm still trying it, still spraying it, still wearing it. And he says, Leggy, just review it, I want it back. Okay. He lent me Lattafa's Fakhar. Very good of him. He's a really nice guy. In fact, the other day I actually saw him smile, although thinking about it, it could have been wind. Right, no, seriously, he's a really nice guy. And he's lent me this Fakhar because he had it for a while. He loves it. Everyone at work loved it. And I was like, can I borrow it so that I can do a review? So let me spray it on this arm. Okay. Okay. I also have another one in my fragrance collection, another Lattafa, which is of a similar vibe. Put the cap on so you recognise it. Don't recognise it without the cap on, okay? Right, so the final edition. Do not ask me to say the other words because I haven't got enough teeth left for that one. Right, okay, so let's put this on the other arm because there are similarities. That's the reason why we're doing this one. There is method in my madness. Ever? Leggy? Yeah, there is. Okay. Now, both of these gorgeous fragrances are based on this. Yves Saint Laurent's Y Eau de Parfum. This YSL Y is an absolutely stunningly blue fragrance. Apple, ginger, resiny woods, bit of vanilla, and this is just, I always used to so rate Bleu de Chanel as like my ultimate blue sort of fragrance. This is up there with Bleu de Chanel, and I didn't think I'd ever say that. Right, it's incredibly versatile, it's incredibly sexy, and it's incredibly masculine. Okay, it's not a unisex fragrance. But how do these two Lattafas stack up? In terms of how do they copy that and how do they compare themselves, between themselves, okay? Right, let's first look at my boss's Fakhar because he needs it back, so we've got to get it done quick, okay? This Fakhar, 100ml, I think it's 100ml, 100ml, comes in some really ornamental sort of packaging. If you're into packaging, it's awesome. This was around about £18 British money, 100ml Eau de Parfum. And you know what? For the first 10 minutes, it's very much that YSL Y EDP. It started to change already. After the initial burst of being similar to YSL Y EDP in terms of the sort of ginger apple, the sort of very exciting notes at the top, it loses that very quickly and it becomes very much a sort of a dull sort of spice. Okay. In terms of its performance, this one is at least 6 hours as a scent bubble, as a trail. It's sort of 10 to 11 hours as a skin scent. On clothes, it's there the next day. Its performance is really good. Okay. What happens with Final Edition? Okay. So these two both set off on a very similar footing. Final Edition, however, keeps its energy. I'm going to say this bad boy is a bottle of energy. It is like letting a toddler off the reins. Seriously, this one, the ginger and the apple at the top keep going, and this is really quite a very projecting fragrance. It does not last as long as Fakhar, let's be fair about that. Whereas this is a sort of I don't know, 5-6 hour fragrance as a scent bubble and as a trail, this is more like, in terms of its good projection, about an hour and a half. And then it's a scent bubble for maybe another couple of hours, and then it's a skin scent. Okay, so in terms of performance, the Fakhar wins hands down. But for me, okay, that's kind of like a serious take on YSL Y. This is a very energetic and a very Arabic twist on YSL Y, and this is literally, the energy is, the ginger and the apple, I say they are just firing on all 5 cylinders all of the time. Now, my boss also has this one, and he has it in his drawer at work. And quite often during the day, I mean, I'm not in his office, I'm in another office. Quite often I'll go and see him, I say, Bosso, have you just sprayed Final Edition? He went, yeah. Okay, so this stuff, literally, it's a bit like Ram's Silver. For the first sort of hour and a half, it is very, very far-reaching projection, okay? And then I say dips down to kind of like an intimate skin scent. Okay, it doesn't last as long as the Fakhar, but then, all right, what about the price of this one? Because this one cost me £13.70, 100ml, eau de perfume, eBay delivered. Okay, which one would I favour? I actually would go for the Final Edition because its energy is just relentless for that short time, if you like, for the hour and a half. This one is way more formal because it does have the energy. The energy falls off quite soon. 20 to 30 minutes in, it's lost all its energy and it's gone to a very sort of a dull sort of spice. I mean, it's nice. It's quite a formal sort of spice. It's almost like a food sort of spice, and it just sits there doing what it does. It just keeps going. It's once it's settled down. This one, I say, is packed full of energy, and okay, that one's the better value, isn't it? Because it's cheaper, same price, same millage rather. But you know what? If you have both of them in your collection, you'll understand how they do share initial similarities, and then you'll understand that this one sets off on a very sort of formal sort of, you know, just does what it does. It sort of just sits there, and this, for the hour and a half, just sort of fires off crazy wild. I would always go for Final Edition, not because it's cheaper, but because it has way more interest. Okay, that energy that it sort of fires off. And you know what? On Monday morning, I can put this back on my bosso's desk, and he can stop whinging at me for having lent it for me for so long. But you know what? I can't just spray and go, yeah, here's a review sort of thing. I have to spray it, wear it, different conditions, whether I'm going to work, whether I'm going to the shops, whether I'm washing the car, whatever I'm doing. And I'm constantly thinking, oh, can I still smell it or whatever? So that's when I can tell you honestly about the performance. Okay, so I'm going to sort of give a massive shout out to my bosso who lent me this Fakhar. You can have it back now, old boy. And I hope this review has made sense. You know what? You buy either, you will not be disappointed, but you buy this, and this is way more sort of sporty, way more youthful, and way more fun than this one, which is kind of like just a serious kind of take on YSL Y. But they're both good, okay? Hope I kind of made sense, and I hope you appreciate. I am put my hands up. I am not a professional reviewer. I'm a guy who wants to keep fragrances fun. I'm a guy who wants to share fragrances, and I'm a guy who seriously wants to inspire you to wear a good fragrance every single day. I'm going to love you and leave you now, but before I do, you've got to promise me to stay safe, and you've got to promise me, whichever one you choose, you've got to spray it every single day. Goodbye.